Hi, friend. I'm so excited to share this list of 50 creative teaching ideas with you because this topic came up in my Facebook group quite a while ago. And so I ran a challenge specifically on how to earn money teaching yoga outside the yoga studio. So, yes, some of them are physically outside, but others are just not in a yoga studio. And I want to make sure that I'm very clear about this and say that I think teaching in yoga studios is really important, especially as you're getting started. But even after you've been teaching for a long time, I love the idea of teaching in studios. But when it comes down to it, when you're looking at your revenue and you're looking at how you're building a business, most likely you're going to have to get creative and teach outside of the typical public class. So this is where the creativity comes in. And if you cringed when I said the word revenue, I want to go ahead and address the idea of talking about money, because I firmly believe that yoga teachers can earn money teaching yoga. And you're going to have to earn money somehow if you're supporting yourself or your family. And so you might as well do it teaching yoga, because that's something that you're really passionate about, and I don't want you to shy away from it. So if you did cringe a little bit when I talked about money, I want you to just take a deep breath and remember that you're going to have to earn money somehow, so you might as well tap into that passion of sharing yoga with the world and get creative. Let's think outside the yoga studio and get some creative teaching ideas on your schedule. So like I said, I ran a 5-day challenge on this in my Facebook group, and it was such a big hit, I thought I would share it on the podcast too. So in this episode, I'm going to walk through those steps that I went through during the 5-day challenge. And if you're not in the Facebook group, I want you to head on over there. It's Marketing Yoga with Confidence. You can get in there and search for that 5-day challenge and go through it. But I'm also going to go step by step in this episode as well. But before I go through all the details on how to earn money outside the yoga studio, I want to welcome you to the Marketing Yoga with Confidence podcast. I'm your host, Amanda McKinney. I'm a marketing coach for yoga teachers, and I absolutely love my job. I get to share easy to implement marketing and business tactics with you so you can grow your business. Just like talking about earning money outside the studio, I share tips on this podcast about all kinds of marketing things. So if that is up your alley, I would love for you to hit subscribe so that you can get the download of the weekly content automatically sent to your phone. And this episode is brought to you by my one-on-one sessions. So 1 day a week, I work with yoga teachers just like you, 1 hour at a time. And I can do a lot in an hour. And not just me and you can do a lot in an hour. I have yoga teachers come to me with questions like building an email list or creating a content plan or how to niche down or how to transition from teaching all kinds of things to focusing on a niche. All of these types of questions are ones that I've answered 1 hour at a time. So if talking to me for an hour and getting clear on answering some questions and just working on your business and getting a true focus on what your next step would be, then I would love for you to schedule and book a 1 hour session with me. And you can do that by going to my website at marketingyogawithconfidence.com/schedule. And I can't wait to talk to you. But until then, let's go ahead and dive into this week's topic, which is about earning money outside the yoga studio. So first of all, I want to address the idea of why thinking outside the studio is important. And like I said before, working in a studio is super important. I don't want anyone just quitting all the jobs at yoga studios. Those are really important, not only to your business, but also to the community. Teaching those public classes that are available to everyone in the community is super, super important. But the reality is that there are thousands of yoga teachers, maybe not in your community, but maybe thousands of yoga teachers in your community that are graduating from yoga teacher training all the time. And everyone needs and wants to teach at yoga studios right away. Again, this is the best plan of action when you're first starting out. You need that experience of teaching in a studio and teaching at classes or teaching classes in these yoga studios. It's super, super important. So again, I don't want you to hear me wrong and say that's not the plan that you should use. But once you've gained more and more experience and you're deciding, okay, I really want to grow my yoga business versus this is the side hustle and I'm just teaching a class here or there, then it's time to really think about your revenue streams as a yoga teacher. And if you look at the studio model, it's great because it allows you to gain experience, but you will have to teach like a lot of classes in order to probably live the life you want to live. At $25 a pop, when you're teaching in those studio classes, you will have to teach 20 plus classes a week. And that is just usually not sustainable for our bodies or for a long period of time. Again, as you're starting out, this is really important, but as you start to gain that experience and want to shift your yoga business to a sustainable one where you can earn a full-time living, whatever that means to you, you will most likely start thinking outside the studio. So that's what we're talking about today. That is things such as obviously taking on private clients, thinking about workshops or class series. The list can go on, and I actually have a list of 50 creative ideas that you can download when you get to the show notes page of this episode. But when you think about getting creative, it really comes down to you are looking to make more money teaching yoga. But when we're thinking about growing our revenue streams or earning more money as a yoga teacher, I want you to know that it is tough to think about because the world of yoga doesn't necessarily celebrate the idea of talking about money. But here's the thing. I want you to think about money and earning money as an exchange of energy. I want you to think about someone just gaining so much from working with you because I know you. I know that because you are listening to this podcast episode, that you're thinking about getting creative with your teaching, which means you're an awesome teacher. I believe in you and I believe in what you're sharing with your students. But what I need you to do is, yes, think like a yoga teacher. I never want you to lose that. But I want you to start thinking like an entrepreneur as well. And in order to live the life that you want to live, whatever that means for you, whether that means taking vacations or it means giving your money to a foundation, I don't care what that means to you. It's just whatever life you want to live, you have to earn money in order to do that. So in order to do that, I want you to get creative with your teaching ideas. So, like I mentioned, I have a list of 50 creative teaching ideas, and it's a perfect way to get started. This is not the end all be all of the creative teaching. I want this list to grow and grow and grow. So if you have an idea, feel free to send it my way. I love talking on Instagram, so send me a DM and let me know what you think I should add to that list. But you can download that. You can get it at the show notes page, marketingyogawithconfidence.com/podcast. Find the show notes page, and then you can download this list of ideas. It's a fantastic place to get started. And then once you look at this list, what I want you to do is pick just one. And I want you to pick just one because it's important not to get overwhelmed. I have a list of 50. You'll probably get excited about more than one. But what I want you to do is notice which one caught your attention. Or, even more important, which one made you roll your eyes and say, yeah, right, Amanda, you can't do that and earn money. What I want you to recognize is that those are the ones that caught your attention. Why is that? I want you to pick one of those and decide, okay, I'm going to try it. I'm going to test Amanda's theory and really try this out. And at this point, I don't want you to worry about the how. I want you to look at this list and pick one and think about what can I offer my community? What can I offer the people in my area or the people online who follow me? Whatever it is, I want you to decide on the what, not the how. I want you to figure out who is this offering for. If you're going to offer a donation-based class to a specific nonprofit or supporting a specific nonprofit, then who is that class for? Who is going to give to that nonprofit? Who is going to support them? What will you be providing? And where would it be really cool to host that particular offering? And of course, you have to figure out the what you'll be charging. That's really important. So maybe it is a donation-based class and that doesn't have a price tag on it. But maybe it's a workshop on back health. So maybe it's a $25 or $50 or $100 workshop that you can help people that have back pain and they want their back to be healthier. That's something that you could talk about and have a special workshop on, or maybe a class series on how to gain flexibility, whatever the case may be. You think about what sounds really cool to do. Think about it in just a way of, yes, we're talking about revenue and growing your revenue, but what sounds really fun? What do you want to try? This is the thing that I want you to pick. Because if you can pick something that sounds like a lot of fun to you, then it is going to be fun and you're going to have fun doing it. So think about that. Once you've picked the one, and I would love to hear what it is, by the way. Again, hit me up on Instagram. I love to hear your cool creative ideas and what you're doing with them. So tell me what your idea is, post about it anytime and tag me. But then the next step is to plan and make it happen. So it's detail time. This is the part where you have to think about all the different who, what, where, right? You've already thought through a little bit of that, but you've got to get the details down and really understand what it's going to take to implement this creative idea. So this is the how, right? You've got to figure out the how, but don't get bogged down in these details. So take it one step at a time. What I really want you to do is figure out what's the next step. What is the next step for me to figure out this idea? So let's say you want to have that workshop on back health. Okay, I know it's people that have back pain. I know that I want to offer a 3-hour workshop. And it would be really cool to host this at that really cool corporate office on a Saturday, because I know that no one's in there on a Saturday. So, okay, that sounds like it would be cool, because I think it could really help those people in that corporate office because they're sitting at a desk all day. All right, so you've got the idea. Then it's like, okay, well, how can I get that to happen? Well, step number 1, you've got to talk to someone in that corporate office. So do you have any connections? At that point, you think, yes, I know Sally who knows someone who works there. Hey, that's step number 1. It can be twice, 3 times, 14 times removed. It doesn't matter. Figure out your connection, get in there, and talk to someone and say, hey, is there a way where I could host this workshop in your space on a Saturday? What would that take? Is that going to cost money? Do I need to book this through you? How do I get access to the building? These are the things to figure out. And maybe in that process, you recognize it's going to cost too much, or I can't access the building on a Saturday. So then it's okay, where else could I host this event? Don't let the idea of some sort of barrier of that cost a little bit more than I thought, or the building isn't unlocked, right? Don't let that stop you. If you're having fun thinking about this event, figure it out. You can do this. You are a problem solver. So then think about, where else could I host that event? Okay, you're taking it one step at a time. Then, after you've got the details figured out, it's time to get people into the workshop or into the teaching opportunity that you have come up with as your creative idea. And this is where most people start to get freaked out, or it really blocks them. And it's because words are hard. And I totally get it. It absolutely is hard to figure out what words will work. But here's the thing. When you can identify who the ideal student is for that offering, it makes marketing and the words so much easier, because then you know who it is. So if it's that person that's sitting at a desk and you want to help them with their back pain, then I want you to start looking and listening to what people are saying about back pain because they're sitting at a desk. I guarantee you can find this stuff. You can find it online, you can find it on forums, but you can absolutely hear people talk about it in person. People talk about this all the time. So it doesn't have to be back pain. It could be anything. It could be a restorative yoga class series for people that are really stressed out. And I know you can hear people talking about how stressed they are. They use the word busy. I can tell you that. They say, I'm so busy. So use the word busy instead of stressed, because they're really going to resonate with that. So start listening to what people are saying and how they're describing their situation, and use those words. Do you feel like you are so busy that your body is stressed out and hurting? Think about how you can talk about the thing in their words. When you let their words speak to the marketing and speak to the event, the teaching, the creative teaching idea, this makes it so much easier and it actually resonates with people faster and they'll say yes because it's their words. So really think about how you can tap into that and listen to your ideal person for that creative teaching idea, okay, whatever it is. Think about how you can listen to that person. I want you to listen to that person in person. I want you to listen to that person online, meaning look at forums. What are they saying on Facebook? Now, don't go down the rabbit trail of the research taking up so much time that then you're in analysis paralysis. No one gets anything done there. Set a timer. Say, I'm going to look online for 20 minutes and see what people are saying about their back hurting because they're sitting at a desk. Or what are these busy moms saying during the holiday season? And start looking. Set a timer, make it really clear cut what you're looking for, and then write your marketing copy. And another tip on the marketing is to really focus on the benefits and not the features. So instead of saying it's a 4-hour workshop, I want you to say you'll go from stressed to relaxed. Like talk about the transformation that's going to happen in your workshop, in your specialty class, in your whatever the creative teaching idea is. I want you to think about that transformation and talk about those emotions that the person is going to feel or the relief that they're going to get from taking your class. Instead of saying it's a 2-hour workshop or it's a 75-minute class. That's great. They can figure that out. But what they really want is what they're going to get out of it. So now you've heard all the information about how to get creative and teach outside the studio. So what I want you to do, your next step, is to download the creative teaching list. There's 50 ideas, so there's no excuses as to you not having an idea. If you're looking to try something new to earn money outside of teaching in a studio, then I want you to do this. Have fun with it. Remember, you're going to try many, many things, but what I want you to do is to pick one. Pick one that caught your eye, one that you're excited to try. When you have fun, everyone's going to have fun with this. Once you've picked one, then it's time to make it happen. I want you to commit and say that you are going to make this happen. In the next 3 months, I want you to figure it out. Whether that means you open up a workshop and no one joins, but you try it again. Or maybe it's a donation-based class and you have 100 people show up. I don't care what the outcome is. I want you to make it happen. And then I want you to evaluate, see if you enjoyed it, and try it again. Every time that we do something in a repetitive way, then we learn, right? You have taught the same class multiple times. And I bet it was better the second time, the 4th time, the 15th time, right? Because we get better with practice. So what I want you to do is pick one, and if you have fun, and if it's something that still lights you up, I want you to offer it again and again and again, and see what you can learn through the process of offering this same creative teaching idea again and again and again. And follow it until it doesn't serve you anymore. You don't have to keep doing it time and time again if it's not serving you or serving the community in which you're trying to serve. But if you are still excited about the idea, then I want you to keep trying. Keep trying, see what you can do differently, tweak it, and I promise you it'll get better and better every single time. So until next time, give yourself permission to think outside the studio and grace along the way. Talk to you soon.